press that notification bell so that you will be notified whenever we go live. And also, if you are joining us on Facebook, let me know, that you are out there. Thank you for following us for joining us for this program tonight. We are on last week. We had a great program that we even went over because people started chiming in and started talking, and we spoke a little bit about the result of the 2024 election, and then we went into the some economic strategies to consider for 2025. Well, backed by popular demand, I have my brother Jonathan Myers. Brother Jonathan, welcome to our program tonight. You are fitting back. I think somebody's mic is loud. Okay, it's gone now. Welcome to our program tonight. Brother Jonathan, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right, and yourself?
Brother Jonathan, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm doing good. You look relaxed and everything. You're
Hey, it's
chilling
Friday.
today.
It's Friday Eve.
Okay. When you say Friday Eve, it reminds you of somebody that said, "Do you know what Adam told Eve before Christmas, the day before Christmas? What did Adam tell Eve?"
I don't know.
Adam said, hey, baby, it's Christmas Eve. You didn't catch it. That's okay. It's Friday Eve. Well, welcome to our program tonight. I want to tell our viewers tonight, we have a little bit of a dilemma tonight. Brother Tarek is not going to be able to join us tonight. He's a little bit under the weather. And also, Brother Joshua is not able to join us tonight due to conflict in schedule. But I have Brother Kian Ajala with us tonight. So, Brother Kian Ajala, how you doing, sir? You doing okay?
I'm doing pretty good, and yourself?
It's good. Well, this, Brother Jonathan, this looks like a family reunion. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I know my viewers may not know what I'm talking about. Now, these two guys, Brother Jonathan and Brother Kian, and then Brother Joshua Olufemi, three of them, they had a podcast, which was really nice. It's called We Just Be Talking. I think their episodes are still out there. Is that right, Brother Jonathan?
Yeah, that's right.
The episodes are still out there, even if you haven't. I know they have not done any new episodes in a while, but you can go listen to the old ones. We Just Be Talking. Maybe if you go listen to the old ones and you comment and maybe cuss them out, say, "Where you been? What's wrong with you? We waiting on all of these episodes. You kept us hanging." Maybe that may make them go back to doing it. But I welcome Brother Keon tonight. So that's why I said it looks like a family reunion. Well, tonight we're going to continue on what we started last week. We talked a little bit about our president-elect, Trump, last week. And then we talked about some economic strategies that we need to use for 2025. So I guess we can do the same thing tonight because there's been some news. Brother Jonathan, have you been following the news about our president-elect?
I hear he's been dropping like little rap videos, 2-minute rap videos, just popping out and showing people that he's.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Were they funny videos?
No, they were just his plans of what he planned on doing the next 4 years.
Okay. Yeah, he yesterday he picked actually Matt Case. he picked him to be the AG, Attorney General. And when I saw it, I said, oh my goodness. Now, Matt Gaetz actually, you know, he quit. He resigned his position from the Senate and basically accepted him being picked as the Attorney General, which means the case they had against him will go away.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
Because he resigned, you know, is no longer under their jurisdiction. So whatever they had on him, as far as him, you know, allegedly having sex with a minor and bringing the pictures and the videos to the floor and showing the other guys and talking about, you know, he had to crush some Viagra so that he could go all night with the minor girls and showed it to his peers. I mean, on the floor of the Senate, that is crazy. But anyway, since he resigned, all that, all the investigation and all that will have to go away. So Jonathan, what do you think about that?
I have no comment because I haven't done my research on that. I don't even know who this guy is that you guys are speaking of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I really don't.
Okay. Well, then there's another. What about you, Brakian? What you heard? Actually, I posted something about it.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you think?
I follow you on social media, so once you post about it, I kind of did just a small minor. I was at work on my break, and I saw it. And I did a little minor research. I don't have no particular personal comment, but I will say that it's crazy how you're or let me say that you can be in a lot of trouble, and once you go onto this political stage or you get sworn into this political party, everything from your past kind of goes away, because you're a part of this, you know, high standard of a political party. So I would say that much. I don't get too much into the details of the previous cases of, you know, people in the Republican Party, but it's crazy how things can go just, you know, go away of a bat of an eye.
Yeah. Also, you know, the thing that one thing I can say, our president-elect is, I think he had a lot of experience from the previous 4 years, because this time around, he ain't playing. He is speaking. You understand what I'm saying? He's speaking his cabinet. He's vetting them. He's making sure. I mean, that no, we ain't gonna do what we did the first time with the first go round. He learned a lot in that 4 years when he was in office, to where he's now making the same mistake this time. I think his chief of staff called them a lot of clown cars coming to the White House. That she's going to make sure she keeps him away from the clowns. But so, I mean, he is really moving fast, preparing to get his cabinet together. Now, there's well, let's move away from that. I was watching the news, right, Jonathan? This guy, and I remember what you said last week about the Latino men voting a lot for President-elect Donald Trump. And you enlightened our viewers last week, Brother Jonathan, when you said the reason is they didn't care whether they will be deported or not. They care about their faith. Remember you were telling us that, Brother Jonathan, that they were a lot of them were Catholics, and they stay true to Catholicism and all that. So they align himself with Trump's belief system, and also what he said about the homosexuals, about the gays, and and the lesbians and just different things, some of the values that they hold dear to their hearts. I thought about you, Brother Jonathan, when I was watching the news 2 days ago, and this Hispanic guy was saying that he would probably be deported, even though he has a business here already. He has a wife, he has children, but they asked him, "Are you worried about being deported because you are illegal?" He said, "No." He said, "At least my children can stay here because they're American citizens, but they will not be homosexual." You understand what I'm saying? In other words, he's saying, yeah, I may be deported because I came here illegally, but I voted for President Trump not because of me, but because of my children and my grandchildren, which is very commendable. So I thought about you, Brother Jonathan, when he said that on the news. And then the wife just broke down crying. Now, the other thing I saw that we need to mention is, which I thought President-elect will stop the rhetoric. He said something 2 days ago that kind of said, "What are you saying?" He said, "Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to go another term after this 4 years." What does that mean? Brother Jonathan, what does that mean?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him recently, you know.
You haven't talked to Uncle Trump recently?
I haven't talked to Uncle Trump recently.
2 days ago, he said, I mean, he blew me away. He said, "Well, I'm not really, I don't think I may not run again the third term unless they ask me to," or something like that. He said. I thought, were you really planning to stay in government after the 4 years?
I mean, he said what
But
he
anyway,
said. He wasn't in office.
I want to stay in
He gonna
office.
fix it real good.
Yeah. So anyway, but a lot of Hispanics are afraid that they will be deported. Let's talk about the mass deportation that President Trump been talking about. Brother Kian, how feasible do you think that will be, and what will that do to the economy of the U.S.? But remember, even though we call them illegal aliens, many of them have been here for 10 years, 15 years.
Absolutely.
They have lawn-mowing business. They work in restaurants. They work in construction. They pour foundations. They do. I mean, they clean buildings. What do you think? How will that affect the economy of the country if all of these people are deported?
In my opinion, in my 30 years of walking here on earth, I think Hispanics are a very important part of a lot of communities. I think they make a difference for the better in a lot of different ways. I know that sometimes we can look at it as a negative things of like illegal immigrants, here. But I do think they are a very, very key and vital part to a lot of communities around the world. I think it is very feasible. I think it's more than likely that Trump, because that's everything that Trump based his running off of. Like, that's something that he stated. Yeah, he stated it at almost every press conference, every time he got the opportunity to talk. People asked him questions about it, and it seems like I was actually talking to Josh about this. That what do you think is going to be like his first couple of things that he's going to do in office? And in my opinion, I think that's one of the first things that he's going to try and actually accomplish to do is try to get rid of the illegal immigrants as much as possible. I think it's going to leave the communities, the economy taking a hit. It's going to be a good hit. So I'm looking to see like how is he going to balance the total poll when it comes to Hispanics and jobs and things of that nature, or other races going to come in and take those jobs at the same pay that they were paying Hispanics. So you got to kind of look at.
I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now, but our brothers they ain't taking no job for no $6 an hour.
So you got to look at it in multiple different ways.
Brother Jonathan, what do you think?
I agree with Keon. We're going to take a hit as far as the particular jobs, not necessarily just jobs, but from a community standpoint, um, business standpoint, food, whatever you think about, they're a major part of Texas. Hispanic community is a major part
And
of Texas.
California, yeah, yeah.
California, Florida. I mean, a lot of the southern states, not necessarily even southern states, they're everywhere. As far as, but the key word I think is illegal. You know, we have to find a way to do something correctly. You know, it's not fair, but at the end of the day, the first part of that word is illegal. That means it's against the law. So, you know, like any other thing, speeding, there's a price to pay. You know, anything you do that's against the law, there's a price to pay. And I think that more so, it was just more so, I think the past government financially taking care of them was really the big issue when your American-born taxpayers were not being taken care of the same way. I know it's sad, it's unfortunate. I think the process needs to be a lot smoother, different than what it is right now. But once again, it's illegal, and we have to understand that, you know, it is illegal. As far as the jobs, you know, yeah, I don't know too many people who's going to take those jobs at the pay that they may be paying someone else. Um, but then that's going to force companies to hire people at good wages. And then also you got to remember with that comes, you know, what may have taken 10 people to do a job, you hire 5 at a better wage, and they're more incentivized to work because there will be no tax on overtime. So I think that's another way to get the market for Americans. You know, he's putting American first. I think that'll be a good way to get Americans back to the workforce and willing to work overtime because they know there's no tax. So it's a gift and a curse.
Okay, so okay, I see what you're saying. So even though if the Latinos, Hispanics, if they are all a lot of them are deported, and now the job market is going to be wide open. If our African American or other legal people in America, they can get that job at a good wage, might not be able to finish the work, but if they work overtime, the overtime is not taxed, which puts more money in the pockets of the Americans. So I guess that makes sense. Now, it may raise the price of services and goods. For instance, I give you an example. Around our church property, Brother Jonathan, Brother Ken, last week I was trying to clean out all the trees to get it all trimmed, and so that our building is looking really nice. From all that hurricane, we have dead limbs and trees that are leaning and new growth. So I called one company that's an American company to come out, and they walked through the building and they gave me a quote. Okay, the quote was $2,900 to trim all the trees, about 17 trees and also some shrubberies. So I told the guy, I'm not paying $2,900. I'm sorry. So he left. Then I called my Hispanic company. Now, by the way, the American company, they were even going to charge me to go dump all the clippings. That's a separate charge. But when I called my Hispanic company that I've used before, I used them like 8 years ago, and I just happened to say, have his picture, his number on my phone. Because I'm very close to a lot of Hispanics. You know, I'm very, very close. I love the community. I love their culture. I like their food. I love they kind of live like Africans, where we help each other out in Africa. You know, 10 of us can stay in one room just for us to save money. Okay. And I kind of love that about them, where they help each other to get up. If one of them get up, they're going to try to help 3 more people to get up. Anyway, so I called him and he came and he walked to the property. Guess how much he quoted me? From $2,900.
Yeah, I'm about to say half.
You are on the money.
Half than that.
800.
Brother Jonathan, were you there? He quoted me $800 exactly.
Man.
I already know.
And I told him I'm going to pay him $750, and he took it. And he brought his own trailer. He brought his own trailer. Yeah, you know, I'm
Did you tip him?
Did you tip him? Well, guess what? He came, he did a good job. And then when he finished that job, the other company besides our church, they asked me, who did I use? I told them, they said, can you call him for us? So I called him. He was still in the back of our church building. So we went over to this other property that's next to our property. You all know what I'm talking about. And when we got over there, they have a lot of trees to be cut, and they've already paid almost $4,000 to do a few of their trees, but they've got a bunch in the back. And I think they already got a quote for like $7,000. So I pull my boy, aside, and I talked to him, and he told me he was going to do it for them for $2,800. But then I negotiated with him to $1,800. And he took it. But then I already have 2 other jobs for him because of that. So he said, Pastora, I like you. You keeping me and my people busy. So now, but he was there when I talked to the other guy. And basically, I told the other guy, you need to pay him $2,000. So I gave him like $200 tip on that one. But then he got a gate business. He's got to fix some fences for them. All I'm trying to say is this. They are good people. They are hardworking people. And I will hate for a lot of them to be deported because I'm friends with a lot of them. They don't steal. They're not cheating. They just work hard. And if they have been here a long time, Brother Jonathan, and they have never committed any crime, the only crime they committed was coming here legally. I pray that our president-elect will have some leniency on the ones that have been here. Not the one that just came 2 weeks ago or 2 years ago through Biden and Kamala. No, I'm talking about the ones that have been here for like 10 years, 15 years.
Yeah,
8
I agree.
Yeah. That it needs to be lenient on them because now they have children and then they have a wife that are citizens of America. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I pray he will have leniency on them. Yeah, Brother Keon, go ahead.
I wonder, through his administration, through his process of deportation, I wonder if there's something in place like that to say, like, hey, like, we're going to deport these illegal immigrants, but there is a process to bring some of them back dependent on certain criteria. I'm wondering, I'm going to have to do my research. It's just illegal?
You don't even need to do a research. If you are deported,
right,
you cannot come back for 10 years.
See, that got to change.
But if you self-deport yourself where you live before President-elect Tim deport you, if you self-deport where you just live voluntarily, you can apply to come back immediately.
Okay.
So that's what they are saying.
Yeah. Well, you think he's going to give them a chance?
I don't know. Brother Jonathan is the only one that can tell us that.
I can't tell you anything. No, but I agree that people who've been here for years, 10, 20 years, it just baffles me that they've been here so long and the process of becoming an American citizen hasn't made sure they became an American citizen. So the process itself has to be corrected and fixed. But at the same time, government funding and tax dollars can't go to illegal immigrants. It just can't when the American people and veterans are suffering. And I know we talk about Hispanics, but there are other cultures, even from Africa, Haiti, Europe. There's Chinese immigrants as well. So I know they like to fixate on the Hispanic because of the border, but they're doing the same thing in shipyards from different countries. So,
okay,
not just that.
Okay. Well, family, I want to welcome you to our program tonight. If you are just joining us, this is this week's edition of What's Going On with Pastor Akin Bandele and Brother Jonathan Myers and Brother Keon Ajala. We see a few of our viewers on the line. Lilette Newton, welcome to our program. Thank you. Fire Liberian, welcome to our program. Kader Joseph, welcome to our program. Alice Graham, welcome. Alice Hinkson, welcome to our program tonight. let's say there are 3 states that have millions of the Latinos, of the Hispanics: California, Texas, and Florida. Yes, you are right. Thank you very much for that. Let's ask a question. Is the investigation actually going to go away? Yes, it will go away.
Yes.
Even all the stuff they have on President-elect Trump, they're going to go away. It ain't going nowhere after that.
Yeah.
He won the election. All that stuff, it's going to go away.
Yeah, immunity.
Some way, somehow.
They get immunity.
All right.
The president, vice president, you get immunity.
Well, yeah. There's a lot of stuff we could do. Been in the government. Well, if you have any questions about the temperature of the country right now, about how people are feeling, I know how some of the Latino men are feeling right now. Some of them feel like they still made the right choice, even though they are going to be deported. But I still hear a lot of people belly aching, Brother Jonathan, online. What happened to all those celebrities that said they were going to leave America? What are they still doing here? All the ones that said they were going to leave America if President Trump won. Why are they still here? Does anybody know?
It's the best country on earth.
Yeah, facts.
It's the best country on earth.
Well, Alice Hinkson said, remember, Trump can do whatever he wants to do. The Supreme Court has already given him the power.
Facts.
Okay. Well, I want to thank you, Alice Hinkson. Thank you for joining us. Everyone joining us. Hey, comment so that we know you're out there. But let's switch subject tonight. I know we're going to be talking about this. It don't matter what the program is for since till it takes office. We're going to be talking about how people are feeling out there. Stocks is still going up, by the way. But the price of food has not gone down yet, which I don't think it will. We're already talking about that. It's going to take some time. The price of gas is going to take some time. But let's talk about what we started last week about some effective personal economic strategies to consider for 2025. We talked about budgeting and financial planning. Okay. Last week, we were talking about how people don't do a budget, they don't plan. And Brother Jonathan was telling us last week that our messaging sometimes can be wrong, the way the message comes across. I think this, Brother Jonathan, what you said was we're not listening to you, or we're not hearing you. Is that right?
Yeah. No, we don't hear you.
But yeah, he said we don't hear you, even though you are saying the right thing. We just don't hear you because it's not what we are feeling. It's not how we are doing. You don't know what we are going through as a generation, is what Brother Jonathan was saying. And then Brother Tarek also said it on last week that, yeah, I may not budget and buy $300 weave hostel to put on my head, but I look good for 30 minutes to my friends outside. So you telling me to save, and we're not hearing you. We're hearing, but we're not listening to you. We don't understand what you're talking about. Now, but I still think it would be a good thing to practice, to budget your finances and review those finances in 2025 to see how does it line up with your plan for your own family. I talk about emergency fund. That's where we stopped on last week, emergency funds. In 2025, you need to build or maintain an emergency fund that's going to cover at least 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Brother Ken, what does that look like for you in 2025? If you have to build an emergency fund to be able to pay, and again, I don't want to deliver this message incorrectly tonight. That's why I'm asking my guests, what does it look like for them? But I don't want to tell them how to do it. What does it look like for you, Brother Ken?
For me in my household, what does saving or emergency fund looks like in 2025? We've kind of started earlier this year. You were kind of already alluding to it before all of this in January, February, March, you were kind of alluding to, we need to save. Even last year, I think your December message, you were saying like we need to put away some emergency funds. I think the important thing is to discuss with your family is what an emergency looks like for your family. Emergency for your family may look different for what is an emergency for my family. So I think first is to declare what is an emergency.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, let's say if you lose your job,
right?
Can you stay in your apartment for the next 3 months? If you lose your paycheck this Friday, will you be able to keep your apartment for the next 3 months? That's what I'm talking about, emergency. Or if you get hit with a car, by a car or you have an accident that you are in the hospital and you cannot work. What does that look like for your family to be able to continue to eat and be able to have a place to live if you don't have emergency fund? I mean, will that be hard for you to be able, if you don't have a paycheck this coming Friday, will you be able to keep your house, your apartment for the next 3 to 6 months? Yes or no?
Yes. It was crazy. Me and my friend was just talking about this as teachers, and this is something I didn't know I had to educate myself on. It's something the retirement, certain money goes away because I'm an educator, goes into this retirement thing. He told me, and again, I didn't know, he was hit with a life-changing emergency to where he actually, like, the job had let him go. He was an educator. The job had let him go. And he was able to tap into his emergency fund through his.
That's not emergency fund. That's retirement money.
Correct.
That's not emergency fund. He was able to tap into his retirement, and he's probably going to be penalized.
Well, because he was no
taking
longer
it early, but at least he's got it there.
Correct. So because he was no longer working with the company, the company reached out, the retirement, as you said, reached out to him. And so he declared it as deplete. So he depleted his whole retirement account. And so all of that. And it took a while for it to get to him. So right now, I don't want to say 3 months, but maybe 2 months, I'll be good. But I have a blessed family. So I will be leaning on my family if something ever were to happen.
You can lean on Brother Myers.
Brother Myers, I hope you got a couch for us. Pastor, I hope you got a couch for us.
You can't come to my house. You can't come to my house. Let's not even go there.
It's crazy.
But just only got 3 months
left
I'll let you spend a few days here, but if you're gonna stay here for a year, forget it.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah. I'm just kidding. If I need to, families can come by. No problem. Brother Jonathan, what does that look like for you?
I ain't gonna lie to you, it's gonna be a life of crime for me. Yeah, we'll have to get to these streets, Pastor. I can't even lie to you. Can't even lie to you.
What do you mean by that? You mean we may have to get some masks and hit some go to some places?
Hey, cuz I'm right with you, baby.
Yeah. Just gotta be honest. Just gotta be honest.
But for 2025 though, let's start thinking about that. I think just think about it, just a little bit here and there to put away for I call it emergency funds, but those emergency funds can actually be fun funds where you can use them later to travel or do things with your family. So you find a way in 2025 to provide some financial cushion for your family. Okay, I don't know what it looks like for you all, or for our viewers out there, but everybody needs to try to do that. Now, the third thing that you can do in 2025, and I'm going to be asking my guests, what does it look like for them? Investing for the future. Start or continue investing in a diversified portfolio that includes stocks, bonds, mutual funds, ETFs. I mean, you can use advantage accounts like IRAs or 401k or SEP or Roth IRA. Now, Brother Jonathan, I know you said sometimes you said the way we come forth, so we don't understand we don't seem to get through to our younger generation. How can we teach our younger generation about investment for the future? But how can we present it that we don't come off as somebody telling them what to do, as opposed to somebody just holding them by the hands and just coaching them? How can we do that? Brother Jonathan, I'm going to ask you first.
I think we just got to get to a point to if this person can even invest, can they afford to invest? I know you may not be able to afford not to invest, but we have to be realistic and ask, can they afford to invest? I think one of the things you just said about if you lose your job, could you be able to stay in your apartment for 6 months? I think if you can have that be your life to where you can stay in your apartment or home for 6 months, then you're in a position to invest. If you can't, something happens to you, you get sick, and you can't literally just lay in bed and get better, how can you afford to invest? I think that would be my question. At one point, should a person be looking at investments? Is it after they have 6 months saved up? Is it after a particular credit score, amount of debt? At what point is it smart to invest?
Okay, I'll answer that question. Brother, and I'll give an example of my granddaughter also. Brother Kim, what do you think? What does that look like for you investing for the future?
So something again, anytime somebody tell me something, I'm constantly like retaining a little bit of information at a time. So something that you kind of put me onto is putting away $5 every week or $10 or just a little bit. It don't have to be much at a time. You don't have to take $1,000 right now and put it into a savings account, but maybe $5 a week. Maybe you can afford $5 a week or $1 a week, and then maybe next week or $5 a week. So something that I have been doing that my wife was kind of actually impressed about when I showed her my Acorn account is that I've been putting $5 away every Friday. Every Friday is automatically going out of my account and going into a whole separate account where you can see the chart on how much I'll get when I'm 40 or 45 or 50. So that's something that I'm currently doing. It's something that is very, very minuscule. Again, it's $5. It's not much to me, but it may be much to other people. So again, if it's $5 is too much, maybe $1 a week. But understand that sometimes we have to. I think Jim Carrey said this the best: is you got to suffer now so you can live later. Meaning, like maybe you can't eat out or do certain things right now, but sooner or later, when you get older and you get to that level, you can have that fun that you want to have because of financial situations. And I think to get this message to like youth and young adults, I think these youth and young adults, they care about each other a lot more. Like they are very, very close knit pick group. I teach 8th grade, I teach middle school, I teach high schoolers as well. You can't just tell them, you got to show them, like literally show them. And I think that's probably the best way. It's like, okay, Mr. A, we hear what you're saying, but what does this mean? Okay, let's do an experiment. Let me show you what this looks like on the computer. Let me show you what this looks like physically. So I think, I know we're in the show me state. They call it a show me state. I think we have to actually physically show a lot of these youth and young adults what we're talking about when we're talking about investing, not just, hey, go ahead and link your account and start sending $5. Hey, let me show you what it looks like if you invest $5 a week, or let me show you what it looks like if you do this, you know what I mean? So I think we have to kind of like feed into the youth and young adults' feelings. I know it sounds weird catering to them, but if we're really trying to tap into youth and young adults, we got to kind of care for what they care for right now.
Yeah. Thank you for saying that. Brother Jonathan, you think, I know You were saying, should they already have the 6 months emergency fund before they start saving? I think they need to start now, even if it's just a quarter. That quarter will become 50 cents. That 50 cents will become $1. That dollar will eventually be, you know what? I'm not eating Whataburger today. I'm putting in that $10 for Whataburger. I'm putting it away. I think if you develop the habit slowly, just slowly, you can even say, you know what? I'm going to just get me a big 5-gallon water bottle. Every time I get a coin change, I dump it in it. You know, that's saving.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, in my opinion, I think everybody can do that. I mean, you're walking on the road and you find 3 pennies on the floor, pick them up.
Yeah.
When you get home, drop it in those 5-gallon jars. You go somewhere, you know, you get a change for 11 cents. Take those 11 cents, dump it in there. Those cents going to become $1. Those dollars going to become, you know, hundreds of dollars. I was talking about my granddaughter yesterday. She wanted to be an entrepreneur like Papa, and she wanted to have a lemonade stand. Well, she approached me about the lemonade, and she wanted me to help her make it and all that stuff. I said, you know, Papa is about health. It's got to be healthy. So I said, how much are you going to sell the lemonade for? She told me 50 cents. I said, baby, you got the wrong partner. You got the wrong partner. We ain't selling no 50 cents lemonade up in here. I said, number one, so I had to start breaking it down. And her parents was kind of looking at me like, okay, yeah, she understands because she wants to earn some money.
Mm-hmm.
But at that age, I'm saying you have to look at your costs. So what I did was I broke it down. I said, yesterday, in this gallon, you're going to be able to get about 14 9-ounce cups of lemonade out of that in this gallon. Okay? So if you sell it for 50 cents, that means you're only selling a gallon for $7. How much does it cost you to make it? Well, the lemonade she was going to make was going to cost her about maybe almost $8 to make the gallon. So you're going to spend $8 to make a gallon, but sell it for $7. That's not happening now with Papa. So we decided, okay, the cup's going to be $1, but we're going to make it to where it's not the regular junk lemonade out there. So we bought, you know, organic lemons. Lemons are 77 cents each. And we were using 4 to 5 in a gallon. And then we didn't use a bunch of sugar that's going to give people diabetes. We use agave. Agave is expensive. A little bottle of agave is $9. So that gallon alone was going to cost us at least about $9 to make it. Okay? So my thing is, if you sell it for $1, if it costs you $8 to $9, you are making about, you know, $5 or $4 on a gallon, which is a good profit, don't you think? But then I thought, you know what about the energy you put in to make it and the water? I didn't use chlorine water. I use alkaline water. That's more expensive. So I use all this healthy stuff. I didn't use bottles with BPA. I use, you know, BPA-free bottles so that I don't give you cancer, giving you a bottle of lemonade that you live in the car while you're driving home. Those kind of things. So I told her, baby, the gallon is $15. If nobody buys it, bring them all back to my house and I will pay you $15 per gallon. Well, guess what? She sold out. She even got pre-orders. And I know she sold out because they love her. They love her, you know, they love the fact that it's a child. You know, people love to have children do stuff. Okay. Now she called me. She said, Papa, we need to change our recipe now. I need strawberry lemonade. I said, baby, strawberry is expensive. So I said all that to say this. yeah, Brother Jonathan, we can teach them from a child to now to save their coins. And I know her parents taught her to save her coins. So that's what I'm talking about. To be able to have emergency funds and to be able to have savings and investing, you don't have to start with $10. You can start with just coins. Okay. I've got a couple of comments here. Keon, your mama said you can move in with her.
Thank you, Mama. I appreciate it.
Oh Lord, you should be saying no.
I said I appreciate it.
No, you should be saying no, Mama. I ain't moving back in with you. I got a wife.
Mama know I can't move back with her. Okay, Mama know I can't move back.
And Lilette said, "I like that one, nephew. I would definitely, you can, okay. I will definitely try that one. Okay." Lilette said, okay, she try that one. So whatever, I don't know what she's talking about. Anyway, let's go on to our next point. So everybody can invest, right, Jonathan? They just have to start from small. Pennies and dimes and nickels and quarters. They can start like that. In about 2 years, that 5 gallon will be full, and you can take it to where you dump it or you count it, and now you got $200 that you can put away. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So now, the fourth thing that we can do in 2025 is to continue to learn, continue to invest in what I call personal development, where you reinvent yourself. What will you do in 2025, Brother Jonathan, to have continued education, like online courses or certification or workshops in your field that can actually lead to a better opportunities or potentially higher income? Do you have any ideas of things that you may be thinking about for 2025?
I started applying. Well, my wife helped me apply for some business grants. I think more than anything in 2025, I want to be a complete entrepreneur, not working for anyone but myself. So we took the time out on Monday and applied for a couple of business grants. Some of these grants require you to take some classes and things of that nature to teach you about business and economics and how to manage things of that nature. So I've pretty much just that's my focus really.
Okay, that's good. Being an entrepreneur is a great thing. I think I don't remember. I've not clocked in a job in 30 years, 40 years, and I don't even know what it would look like to wake up in the morning and set an alarm to run to a job. So I really, it's a good thing, Brother Jonathan. And any of our viewers that are watching us tonight, I mean, these are young people like yourself thinking ahead. What can I do? Yeah, they have a full-time job. They have wives. They have family, children. But they're saying, what can I do in 2025? I can work 2 jobs because I got family. Can I create a small business on this side? Maybe even just on Saturday, charging people $10 to show them how to exercise, or charge, $5. Just come meet me at the park. It's only $10 fee or $5, and I'll work with you for an hour. So you've got to just kind of reinvent yourself. Now, just remember, people like free stuff. So you need to put, anything that you do. I don't do free seminars anymore. Brother Jonathan used to do free seminars. They didn't show. The first one I did in America, I had 11 people, and I did a lot of advertising. And then the next one I did, I charged $35, and I had 700 people. Figure that one out. Ever since then, I think people will pay attention to what they pay for. Okay, so like for you, Brother Jonathan, even with your exercising and fitness and all that, you need to start putting some on that, putting some monetary value on your time. To say, okay, pastor, I know it's a ministry, but ministry don't buy no burger. So if I'm going to help 50 people to get healthy, every time they come, bring $10 or bring $5. You understand what I'm saying? It makes people also feel like they are investing in their own destiny. You know, if you they all come, you know what they do? They come one time, they don't come back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is why the fitness places make you pay monthly, and people still buy the membership and they still don't go. But you know what? They don't care. They got your money. Okay.
Yeah.
So we need to continue to learn. What about you, Brakian? What do you think?
In 2025, me and my wife actually sat down. I have a couple of things personally on my list that I want to do. Some are closer than obtaining than others. One of the first things that's on my list is something I probably should have did a long time ago, but in June, when I get this new position, I want to go ahead and get certified to be a teacher. And it's crazy because my new position would be an assistant principal, but the certification brings more money, more
Okay.
than just money and time. So I want to get certified. That's something real quick that I can do to boost up my income. Something in a longer longevity. I want to have at least 4 streams of income. That's something, again, that you taught me a long time ago. To be a millionaire, you need at least 4 streams of income, meaning if I get sick on the job, am I still going to have income coming in? So that's part of my goal. One of those goals is, and I want to be a side hustle, like a DJ. So I've been working on my music and playlists. Right now, part of my investment that I'm saving for is my own DJ set. It's on my Christmas list. If anybody's listening and want to buy me, my set, it's not expensive at all. Go half with me. Invest in a
Why
young
is it
black
that
girl.
every time you come on my program, you always advertise for somebody to give you some?
Hey,
The
look.
last time, but Jonathan, I got to watch
It
this.
works. It works. It works. He got a PlayStation 5.
But guess what?
Amen. Hallelujah.
Yeah, I was just,
Thank you, Jesus.
you just took the word out of my mouth. I was just going to say that. Man,
It
the last time
works.
he was on my program, he got a PlayStation 5.
I saw the man
with
had
that
two.
PlayStation 5, I was able to give a young man my old PS4 for free. I got a PS5, and a young man was complaining about like how his system wasn't working, and I gave that PS4 to a young man so he can play for last Christmas. Blessings come down and down and down. Okay, as you share your blessing with me,
how much is the DJ equipment? How much is the DJ? How much is the DJ equipment?
About 200. It's about 200. It's about 200. It's about 200.
Just $200?
Yeah, it's about 200.
I'll invest in it.
Amen. Look at God. Look at God. Look at God. Look at God.
I didn't say I'll give you 200. I said I invest in it.
Invest in it. Absolutely.
That's all I need. How much? Maybe $1.
Yeah, hey, that's all I need.
If 200 people give you $1, you have the $200.
Absolutely. Right. That's all I need. That's all I need right there.
Before our time is up tonight, let's talk about debt management and passive income. Debt management and passive income. But Jonathan, what do you think? I'm not going to give you all anything as far as what I've done with debt management. But just speak to your peers, speak to the young adults. What does your generation think about debt management? I'm going to ask both of you, and we may actually stop on that tonight because my time is up, but I'm going to deal with that. What does your generation, what do you think about debt and debt management? What does it look like for both of you as young adults with family?
Man, debt, it's a terrible thing to have personal debt. I learned it's not a good thing, but I'm also learning that business debt is not actually a bad thing. In
It's a
some
good thing.
cases, it's a good thing. So I'm still learning about the good and the bad of debt. I would honestly say, stay away from credit cards, honestly. If you are going to use it for something that you would normally have to pay back anyway, like as far as gas, as far as your bills, like if you have a credit card to pay a bill for like rent, use it for that, and then pay your rent on your credit card. Stay away from the foods and diners and shopping sprees. Don't use that for your credit card because that can pile up very quickly. But debt, it's there. I don't like it,
Mhm.
but it's one of those things that you can honestly work at if you really want to get it down. You can work out. It's a lot of sacrifice, and I think that's the main thing. Nobody really wants to sacrifice anymore, whether it's time, whether it's own personal needs and things of that nature. No one really likes to sacrifice. So I think if you're willing to sacrifice, you can tackle all or any kind of debt, um, even health problems. It just goes on. I think sacrifice is the number one thing that comes with debt. Like if you're willing to sacrifice, you can tackle debt and also live debt free.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. What about you, Rakian?
As far as debt management goes, look, I've been trying to tell Sally Mae for the longest, you ain't getting it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Sally Mae. I don't know what to tell you, Sally Mae. It just ain't coming your
Who is
way.
Sally Mae?
Sally Mae.
Law.
Yeah, them student loans.
Ooh.
There's them
How
student
do
loans.
how do you all get all these student loan and you don't have 2 degrees?
Nah, for real. Nah, for real. But debt management is something that's very,
I
very
mean, but
important.
Jonathan, I knew somebody that had almost $200,000 worth of student loan and they don't have a bachelor's degree. It's like, what are you doing? What did you do?
They paying the party.
Nah, for real.
Well, with debt management, you have to let me give you some advice that worked for me. If they are credit card debt, try to pay down the one with the highest interest rate first. So you're losing money with the high interest rate. So if you have 3 credit cards and one is like 21 or 27% and another one is like 9%, the one that's 29% is the one that you need to tackle first because of the high interest rate. They are robbing you. So one of the best way to manage that is to prioritize paying down your high interest rate debt. That will help you. It will keep more money in your bank account to be able to do some other stuff. Okay. Also, you can they have a way where you can consolidate them to a lower interest rate. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Let's say you have 2 credit cards. One is at 27%, the other one is at 19%, and they are maxed out 5,000, 3,000, that's 8,000. You might be able to find, if you've been paying them on time, even though it's not going down, you can find a new credit card that will give you 0% for 12 months. They have them out there. And if you need more information on that, you can reach out to our ministry. Call the number 713-777-5000, 713-777-5000. We'll give you some websites where you can apply for those credit cards at 0% for 12 months. And then they charge you, though, like 4% for the money. So now, instead of paying 27% and 29% on 2 credit cards, you only pay 4%. You pay them off. Now, let's say the 2 credit cards are like 13,000, for instance, and you get a new credit card for 14,000 at 0%. You pay those 2 cards off, and please don't use them again. You pay them off, keep them paid off. Now you got the same debt. You say, I have it, but now you have it at 4%, period. Simple interest, 4%. And you pay 0 interest rate. They charge you 4% for the fee for that 13,000. And then you pay 0 interest rate on that money for the next 12 months. pay it off. That's a strategy that you can use. They also, but if it's really bad, like Brother Terry said last week, where it's so bad, everything is just messed up, you can't do nothing. Your credit score is bad, you couldn't even pay minimum. Well, you may need to let them all go. I'm not saying file bankruptcy, but just let them all go. It's going to ruin your credit for 7 years, but you can rebuild. Now, my only problem is if the debt is not a whole lot. If I was going to do that, it would have to be at least $500,000 for me. To where I tell everybody to go suck some eggs. Go find the insurance to pay you off. I'm not paying. But so you got to find out what works for you. If the debt is under $10,000, there's a way you can negotiate it and pay it off faster without paying a lot of interest on it. So, another way with debt management, you can find some stuff in your house that you don't need to start selling them to pay debt down. Like, last week, by Jonathan, I sold 4 junk in my garage for $900. Junk, literally junk. And I made $900. And all I had to do was wipe it clean it up real good, and do some little things in it. And I was able to sell all the 4 items for $900. So you may have something in your garage, something in your apartment, something in your home that you haven't used in 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, that you think you're going to use. Maybe some clothes that you think you're going to wear, but they are size 4, but now you are size 13. You're never going to get in size 4. Sell them and use that money to pay the debt, to pay some of your credit cards. So those are the things you can do that I would recommend to just kind of do to manage debt. The debt, personal debt, especially uncollateralized debt like credit cards, they are really, it hurts you because the interest rate is very high. I call it rape. That's not even interest rate, that's a rape. They are raping you. So unless you're just bending over and rape you got to do something about it. Okay, I don't know how else to say it. So if you pay 29% and 7% for credit card debt, you might as well just bend over in the park. Because that's what they are doing. Literally, that's what they are doing. They ought to make it illegal to charge somebody 27% interest rate. It is crazy. But maybe President Trump will help us. All right? Well, I think our time is up tonight. Our time is up. We're going to continue on next week. On next week, we're going to talk about some other things you can do in 2025. I don't see any more questions on our platform. I see comments. I want to thank Lillard. I want to thank Alice Hinkson, Alice Graham. I want to thank Keda, Joseph, Lillard, Baron, all of you that have joined us tonight. We want to thank you for joining us on the program tonight. Brother Jonathan, thank you so much for your sacrifice on this program. I'm still waiting on you all for the T-bone steak, for the steak and dinner. So the offer is still out there. I'm waiting on your boys to let me know.
Hey, look, me and you, we can.
My promise.
We can go without them. I said, me and you can go without them.
Now you talking. If they don't do nothing by next week, we go without them.
Hey, just send me a calendar invite.
No, we can't invite you now. It's only 3. Now you haven't done enough of the program to get a T-bone steak, man. You're already asking for a DJ equipment. All right, family. Rakion, thank you for joining us tonight. Brother Jonathan, thank you for joining us tonight. God bless you. I love your family. This is where we're going to end our program tonight. You've been watching what's going on this week's edition. Join us on next Thursday, same time, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on YouTube and on Facebook. Until then, may the Lord bless you and keep you.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, everyone.